Hello, and welcome to another Operation Podcast live stream. I'll be your host, KD, and tonight we're going to talk about um, do spirits communicate like humans, like living people? So I have a few things here I'm working on, getting lined up, and I'm going to wait, see if we get some people coming in. Oh, let's see here. It's a lot of stuff. So my computer died on me. I know. And I work on computers, so I know it died. I know that. Oh, and you see my name here is Smooth Doppelganger. And if you don't get it, it's like Smooth Doppelganger. You get it? Okay, now you get it. So if you hear what sounds like a young lady going crazy and talking about I don't know, like sniping people. That would be my daughter playing games in the other room. And I messaged her and asked her to be quiet just for a little while, just for an hour, so Dad can do his live stream. So yeah. So tonight, you know what? I even did a whole outline and everything on this for tonight. So we're gonna try to be somewhat organized. I'm gonna try to also not uh, smoke on the camera. So every once in a while, I'm going to throw up this avatar of myself. Hello, Kimberly. Hello. Carol Garcia, William Bryant. Hello. Thank y'all for joining. Um, just waiting a little bit. Josh. Hello and good evening. Good evening. So waiting a little bit to see. Let some people come on in, get comfortable, pour yourself a cup of coffee, um, grab a smoke, because I can't obviously do that on live stream. So every once in a while, I'm gonna switch over to my avatar here, and or I'm just gonna put a video on. So, what up, Rich Trippy? All right, so tonight we're talking about spirits and how do they communicate? Why is it always so crazy sounding? You know, EVPs, ghost boxes, spirit box communication. Why is it always so crazy and sometimes random and then crazy, but then something valid? And is it all pareidolia? Are we crazy, or is there something out there? If there is something out there, is it ghosts? Is it spirits of no longer living people? Or could we be talking to something interdimensional, or um, maybe cosmic, maybe not paranormal, not in the sense like ghosts and spirits, but maybe supernatural? Okay, angels, demons, God. Can ghost boxes tell the future? It seems as if a lot of times what you get through spirit boxes could be um, could be like a fortune. It's almost like fortune telling, right? So we're using spirit boxes for fortune telling. Some people probably are, and if they're not, I'm surprised somebody hasn't done it. And I bring that up because I had some interesting responses from last weekend. Hello, Kim. Hello, Angela. I think let's see. Did they do away with the sharing the chat on the screen here? I'm not seeing it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that button went for that. Is it still there? Don't know. What is this? They did some stuff to StreamYard here. Show scenes panel. Oh, okay. We got a scenes panel now. Nice. All right. Okay. So, Laura, good evening. So, Angela, if Angelia Paget, sup? So, are we even talking to spirits? Who are we talking to? If they're not spirits of people, then what are they? Are they some sort of elder gods or something? Are we speaking to God? Are we speaking to, like, could our minds even comprehend what we're talking to? Was Frank Sumption right? Was he communicating with aliens? Nikolai Tesla thought he heard um, human voices the first time he turned on a radio and listened to the radio waves. Thought he heard human voices, which would be impossible because he's the only one that had any sort of radio technology. So, just to get everybody warmed up here, this is a clip from an investigation at, I believe it was the Patterson House, maybe? Not sure. But y'all have a listen at this. No, it is not pre-recorded. Hello, addict in recovery. Vano Shorts. See, now it could have been David. Obviously, we're all going to hear something different, I think. Well, not always. I guess when you hear it loud and clear, it's very obvious. But that's one that's kind of debatable, in my opinion, looking back on it. And I think it's important we're able to look back on our stuff that we produce and to critique ourselves. Or I'm not saying that wasn't paranormal. Or that wasn't a response. I'm just saying that, I could have interpreted it wrong. That's very possible. I catch that a lot, which you'll do if you're going back and like watching footage of yourself, which is really hard. It was really hard for me to do at first, but I'm used to it now. But at first, it was like, man, it felt like driving bamboo shoots under your fingernails for me to watch myself. It was very cringy. Cringe would be the word. What's up, buddy? Cool. Thank you. I hope this is interesting. I know this is one of the most interesting things that probably the thing that got me hooked on the ghost box thing, right, was there's so many different perspectives of what we were taught or what they were talking to, right? And not just ghost boxes and spirit boxes, also EVPs, ITC. Everybody just assumes they're talking to, the spirit of a dead person. And even if they get like responses that could line up to that, who's to say that that's actually what you're talking to? Who's to say that whatever you're talking to isn't lying to you? I guess in the case of maybe a demon, right, whose purpose is to kind of corrupt man, I think they would 100% lie to you, right? So a lot of people just take what they get and they're like, oh man, yeah, it all lines up. We're here at this place and whatever. We're here at this haunted house, whatever, generic haunted house A, and here there was somebody that hanged themselves upstairs. So if we get something over the ghost box that says hanged, I'm saying like that to avoid being censored. But hey, Greg. But who's to say that? Yeah, and Laura, I see your response right there or your comment. I think it's time for them. Here, let me throw it up on the screen here. So Laura Colley says, I think it takes time for them to answer, and we are quick to want an answer without really listening or going back through previous questions. Yes, that is true. I think that what we think of as time, whatever we're talking to, is definitely not lined up with us, right? I don't see how it could be, because if time is just like an observation, perception, right, and it really is, it exists, like time's a thing, but it's not something you can calculate it, but you can't touch it. It does work into physics. A lot of people will say, oh, time's a construct. It's a construct, but it's like it's something that the math don't math if it's not there, if you don't adjust for it in our dimension, this dimension that we exist in. But we don't know what it's like or where the supernatural or paranormal or interdimensional. We don't know where they would be talking to us from, right? We can't even, we have no idea, zero. A lot of people will say, oh, well, we're speaking to the other side or the after. Okay, what does that mean? Like, scientifically, right? Is it just another dimension? Because if that's the case, you hear a lot of people that are paranormal researchers and they're trying to really tie the paranormal like ITC work and stuff into maybe make it make sense with physics and like quantum physics. And I think that's great. It's the work research needs to be done on all this stuff, but yes, Josh, string theory. Let's see here. Paranormal theology. Hello. How are you? What do you got to say here? I feel like these ghost hunting shows are kind of cruel. If a person's psyche is trapped between worlds in a state of purification before heaven, it's cruel to play monkey grinder or put a bell on them. Yes, I agree. It is. It could be cruel, or is it? Because, like I said, if that's the case, right? Like you said, if a person's psyche is trapped between worlds, so if that is in fact what we're even communicating with most of the time, then yeah, that invokes like a level of empathy. But what if that's not what we're really talking to, or something is trying to subvert our defenses, right? Like I think that's why a lot of times people will see this what they say look like the spirit of a child, a little girl or something, right? They'll see a little girl, and so automatically, right, like you think, oh, it's a little girl must have died here and she's trapped and she needs to move on and whatever. But that's I think it, the idea is not new. It's not like a hot take, I don't think, to assume that that's not actually a little girl. 99% positive it's probably not. I'm willing to bet that's something trying to subvert your defenses, like trying to slip into your feelings, to your fifis, and so that they can manipulate you, right? Because that's how manipulation works. And I think that there's a level of fear that we feel a lot of times that comes along with that feeling something's there, like I feel that fear is not just like, oh, we don't know what it is, so we're afraid of it. I think that fear is a natural human response to perhaps something evil, or at least unearthly, right? Like supernatural or paranormal. Hey Aaron, Paranormal Theory says if it praises Christ as Messiah and Lord, or at least hope in him, they are of him. Easy rule of thumb. Yes, it's true. And a lot of times you can, like, whenever if you feel like you're having a two-way conversation, right? Like you're doing a ghost box session or a spirit box session. And I'm a Christian. I grew up Southern Baptist, so I do believe in Jesus Christ, and that is the one true power. But there's a lot out there also that we don't know, that as Christians we're not really required to know, right? Like I feel like it's a calling to, like, some people are called to be preachers or priests or whatever. Some people are called to in faith to search out things that are abnormal, maybe for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know, but I think that there's a strong, like, that's also a calling to do the type of work we do, as long as you're doing it for the right reasons. Like a lot of people, you can be a Christian and also ghost hunt, in my opinion. I know a lot of people disagree with me with that, but like King James was one of the most, I think, well authored. Like he wrote lots of books, basically outlining everything pagan and like basically grimoires that explain like rituals and stuff that people would do to invoke a demon or something. So he was there and he would just document it, right? That didn't mean he was a devil worshiper. It just mean he was documenting it and researching it, because you should know your enemy, and Satan is the enemy, right? So you got to know. You don't follow him, but you got to know what he looks like, know what he sounds like. In my opinion. Anyways, hello Jennifer Talley. ah, So, Addict in Recovery says, "Have you seen anything or heard anything personally?" I have. I have got. I have heard inaudibles. Most of my work is spirit box related, and that's just because I build the spirit boxes. I don't just listen like It's kind of like a modern. I look at it. I think of it like a modern form of some sort of like alchemy, you know what I mean? Electronics. And I design all my circuit boards, and I use Solomon seals and stuff, and I have them printed on my personally designed circuit boards for my spirit boxes. So, you know, there's a level of spiritualism that goes into this. Keep that in mind when you buy spirit boxes from Supernatural Inc. But anyway, I'm gonna need some more coffee. How do y'all feel about the background music going on here? I don't know. It's like it's there. It's an option. It's not terrible. I don't think. It's kind of chill, which is where we want to be. But anyways, so let's listen to some more of my spirit box sessions. Okay, guys. So, here's a good one. This one also came from the Pythian. Yeah, Pythian Castle. So let me get this going here. Floating player. This is a lot of buttons to click. It's crazy. I mean, I know it's easier to use OBS. I mean, it's not easier. It's definitely not easier. No, I don't want that. I want this. It's definitely more efficient to use OBS when you stream. All right. So this was. Oh, sorry. This is my TikTok channel, y'all. I have like 12 videos. If you would like to, just go right over and follow KD Knox Stafford. All right, so let's listen to that again here. See, even right here, right? Even right there, I thought I heard it like in the moment. I thought I heard Nicholas, and I was close. I was pretty close, but you can hear what it actually says. Sounds like Nikolai. So I was definitely close, but not right on the money, right? And sometimes you'll have super clear responses. That's the microcom spirit box that I make. So, oh, Kim says, Kim says, steam tunnel at Pythian. Yes, that is exactly correct. Greg Call says, the box I used last night, KD did his magic on. Yes, kind of sounds dirty when you say it like that, but I appreciate that. Let's see here. Josh Baranski says, I can't hear with the background. Oh shit. Yeah. Okay. So that's a drawback. That is a drawback of the background music. And here I thought I was being cool. Let me turn that crap off. There we go. I can't hardly hear it on my end. Okay. So let's try it again then. So the question was, And that's completely unedited too. So I made sure to not. That was it was a pretty close. It wasn't that long. It feels like a long time when you're sitting here watching the video, but that was a pretty quick response and pretty direct response. So I didn't want to clip anything in the middle of that out to make it seem like it was quicker or whatever. But anyway, let's listen to that in slow motion. Uh, the POW cells at Pythian were crazy. Got some good action with rope lights. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, so the rope EMF lights, are they the EMF detecting lights? I think they are. Let us know in the chat there. I'm going blackout for a minute here, guys. If I can figure it out. Here we go. But let's see. Let me get to another video here. That's probably gonna just go black, yeah. I have lots more. Also have YouTube videos. Wait, that was one I wanted to show you. Okay, here we go. This one right here is pretty good. So this is turn that off. This is my RoboBox. I think this is RoboBox. Let's see. There we go. Yeah. Can y'all hear that? Yeah, I don't know why it's so quiet. That's not that. I got the volume turned all the way up here. Oh, you know what? Maybe. I'll turn that off, and I'll turn that off. Maybe that'll help. Oh, you can hear it. No, can't hear it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it's TikTok. I don't know. These are all TikTok videos. Let me get rid of it and just try my YouTube channel here. I got a bunch on here. Katie's got a bunch. Let's see. Shorts. These are all highlights. Okay. This was at the Kansas Aviation Museum. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. All right. Let me just go back a little bit. Is that better, y'all? Really? Y'all can't hear that at all? Okay. All right. Stop sharing that then. Maybe. Oh man, that's a good one too. Maybe I should just share the tab. Yeah, here. I'll do it like this.
Something important.
It said that's the clearest thing I've
that better?
heard all night. All right, tell us what you have to say, because we're almost done here for the night. Before we close, we are at the Kansas Aviation
So
Museum.
that's better. Okay, cool.
I'm doing a little spirit box session before we close this thing down for the night. Are you still here?
Good. I'm glad it's better. Thank y'all for letting me know. That's Julie.
That is so weird. I've got so much heat around my legs. Like around my legs. It's gorgeous.
Now it sounds to me like it's saying let him speak. Like she started talking, and it whatever there sounds like a man's voice sounded like a man. So it sounds like he's being a bit of a misogynist, you guys. Oh my gosh. He's like, let him speak. That's what I kind of thought of whenever I watched it later.
That is so weird. I've got so much heat around my legs. Like around my legs. It's gorgeous.
What's up, Tim? And
let me speak.
Okay, go ahead
Anybody
and speak.
else?
Go ahead and speak. Say something important.
Yeah, so that's the reason I'm saying, I always do that, right? So anytime I get like chills, like when you get that feeling like something's there and it's like it's just crawling in your skin, man, and it's you get like a hot wave comes over you and everything too. It's like all the blood runs out to the ends of your hair. And it's like, oh man, I'm like, that's just how I deal with it, right? So you'll hear that a lot around me, especially when I get a good Ghost Box response. That was very good because there was really not a lot going on there in that video.
Clearest thing I've heard all night. All right, tell us what you have to say because we're almost done here for the night.
Is that you causing the heat around my legs?
Said the sound.
I got that one too.
Are you talking about my radio?
I still don't know what that said. I thought it was an interesting little sound, but I didn't. Is that what you heard, Josh? Get out. Let's go back and listen to it again.
Is that you causing the heat around my legs?
Said the sound. Are you talking about my radio?
Yeah, maybe get out.
Do you like this
or get her
sound box that I made? Are you talking about my radio?
Are you talking about my radio? There you go.
Yeah.
Do you like this
I don't know, man. Get out.
Sound box
you heard Get Out also
made? Can you talk to us through it?
Now, this is interesting. So what I did there, and completely up front, I isolated the static with computer software, and then I just killed all that same static that had that same sound frequency, right? And so that's basically how a noise killer works, but it was just digitally done, and you can hear it. So the first time you hear it, it's a woman's voice, and it sounds like she's just whispering right into a microphone or something, right? Listen to this one again. And I don't know why Michael came up. Maybe that's what the the speech to text algorithm that the editor uses to put the subtitles in. Maybe that's what it thought it said, which is I think that's the case. All right, so all right, I'll bring my ugly mug back on here now. Pow. And yes, like this. Yep. Haha, did it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so you can clearly hear like a woman's voice, and it was a little covered up by static. I just cleaned it up. I didn't add anything, and I slowed it down. So I cleaned it up, slowed it down. That's what you're hearing. Let's listen to that again. That's the other one.
So yeah,
Do you like this sound box that I made? Can you talk to us through it?
So right there, what is that? 154 ish.
I think.
I heard, I think, and I think that was because of the static, right? So a noise gate, yeah, that's what. So basically, that's yeah. So I've used a. Okay, so this is a good question. Let me. So that's really an interesting that, and that kind of gets to the point of what I was gonna, what the whole topic was tonight, which is sometimes ghosts. I'm gonna say ghosts in place of some sort of seemingly intelligent, invisible thing that I'm talking to through the electronics, right? Uh, so it, if a ghost, right? Well, maybe it's as difficult for them to communicate as it is for us to hear them, right? And I don't think they just have it down, right? I don't think it's just like that easy. I think a lot of times only the more powerful things that are there can even communicate. Sometimes that might be a lot of strong entities in one place, um, and that they can talk over each other, or they're saying a lot of things, a lot of different. They all have something they want to say, I guess, and I don't know if they even realize that they're even talking to us a lot of times, right? Like maybe there's just if it is a human soul that we're hearing, maybe they're just stuck in a loop. And it's not like a residual, like stuck in a loop, like a hellish type loop, right? Like stuck in your own little bubble of whatever hell you've created for yourself. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. I specialize in reckless speculation. Um, but yeah, so getting back to that, your question, uh, Aaron, is what are your thoughts on using a noise gate? I know nose gate, but I know what you mean. Noise gate pedal or other guitar pedals in conjunction with the box to clean up the static. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's all audio, right? Injecting. Um, it's not like we're injecting fake stuff in purposely, right? I'm a little torn on. Okay, I don't like apps. I'm just gonna say that out loud. I don't like apps. It's not a secret. Most people already who know me know I don't like apps. I have a physical aversion to using apps, and I'm talking about like ghost hunting apps, right? I don't know. It just takes away from it, makes it all feel cheap and off the shelf. Um, but I don't think there's anything wrong with using noise pedals or any other audio effects processor for sound that you want. I think it's all good. I think it's all ITC. I think ITC is not just about a radio. That's actually like something that came along relatively recently in the the span of ITC history. Uh, Ghost boxes didn't even really weren't even a thing until like 2012 or something like that. Uh, you know, 2010 at the earliest. Um, so we're still doing stuff, right? We're trying different stuff. I have a lot. I sell a lot of my boxes, but the MCOM, right? I don't have one right next to me, which I should always have one right next to me. The MCOM little ghost box that I make is I made it originally just for myself, right? I made a version of it that it's obviously evolved over time, but I made a version of that just for like a testing source, audio source, right? Like, because you want the random audio, and the MCOM is completely random, and it's the different random, uh, because nothing's truly random, right? Like, with computers and stuff, it's really hard to get a true random. So you have to use the environment, and you have to cycle through different random cycles, I think is the best way to put it. So it's a noise source, and it's great for walking around and using it as a ghost box. Now I've kind of tailored it to that, but at first that's what I made it for, and I would run that through all different audio effects. You know, some of my best ghost boxes are just well, they have added audio effects, right? Like the ink box is the OG ink box. I don't have it, have all my stuff in my boxes because we did the Patterson House last weekend. But the OG ink box it has a reverb, right? It's a digital reverb, and add some components onto it so that you can adjust the time on it and everything. And I put a bigger pot on it so it gets real dirty when you turn it up, or when you turn the time out, when you wind it all the way out. Um, but yeah, I think effects are great. Carol Garcia says, "Do you think that they're talking to each other too?" I do. I think sometimes we may be eavesdropping on stuff, but I don't know who it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it goes. Why they would be like socializing in the spirit world, right? And I don't think all these things are all in the same place, and it's like just on the other side of a veil we can't see. That might be sort of the case with one of the, I guess, dimensions is a way to put it. It doesn't really, not really what I'm trying to say, because when I think of dimensions, I think of like, what is it, like a tetrahedron or whatever. I think of like, four-dimensional objects and stuff, different dimensions that you can perceive, and not necessarily, so that doesn't look like to me like another realm of existence, right? That's like another plane of existence, and I don't know how to describe that. And I think there's a reason for that. I think that the maybe not paranormal, because paranormal kind of, a lot of people will say paranormal a lot. Like, most of the paranormal research that's done in colleges is all uh, psychic phenomenon. ESP, different forms of ESP and all that. You won't really find like a ghost hunting college class, um, but and I think we can use scientific, technological devices to, uh, maybe detect the presence of something supernatural or paranormal, or maybe even, hear something they say. But I don't think that means that you can actually, break that barrier and understand it with science as we know it in our, plane of existence. Because, like I said, I don't think it's just like a different dimension that we're looking at here. I think there's lots of different places that these things speak to us from and communicate with us from, and I don't know what they are, but I know that they're not all the same thing. Technology. Ah, so, oh, Kim. What's Kim got to say? Kim says, my son, Aaron, uses MCOM with great results. It's not for me. I get nothing. I like Inkbox S myself. Well, that's cool. Inkbox S is awesome. It's an awesome little box to have. It's great. It's got a flashlight on it and everything. Yeah, it's got shortwave, right? So shortwave, I thought was something that I may have kind of brought to the table. I don't think a lot of people were doing that. Um, there's probably somebody out there who's done it that did it before me, but I think that I did bring like that could be one of my claims to ITC fame right there, baby. I did bring shortwave radio sweeping to the scene, man. I used it in Ghost of the Devil's Perch, which is not the best show, but still, it was a show on Travel Channel, and I used it on there. Dadgummit. Uh, yeah. So shortwave's awesome. Inkbox S has shortwave. If you've never used shortwave with Spirit Box, but if you don't like static, you're not gonna like it because it's a lot of static. It's not like punching you in the face like a choo-choo train, like you know. But it's a nice little static sweep. Shortwave's kind of lo-fi. It's not like nerve-wracking. Um, Josh says, does it use oscillators? Well, yeah. So the radios use oscillators, but also like your effects processors, whatever that is, whether it's analog or digital, whatever. No, don't shut down. Got something in my throat. So what was the question? Okay, so oscillators. Yeah, so oscillators are basically just pieces of crystal that you use on the circuit board. So a lot of the circuit boards that I have and I use do have oscillators on them. Kim says I have an ancient ink box. Found it at a yard sale, $5. I know. I can't believe that. I know. I remember when you showed me that. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe you got that for freaking $5 at a yard sale. It kind of makes me feel bad. But it kind of makes me feel like who sold that at a yard sale for $5? Whoever's, I mean, because you could easily sell it online for like, I don't know, $100 like in a day. I bet it would sell in a day. I bet if you put up an ink box, uh, OG ink box, well, like one of the first ones that I made. I don't know who owned it. I have no idea. I don't know how it ended up at a yard sale. I'd be interested to know if you ever find out. Um, Tabitha says if everything is happening at one time, past, present, future, you would think that there would be multiple layers at once. Yeah, I do think that. I think there's multiple layers, but is it even like that though? Is it even like layers? Is it like a complete like okay, let's say where the supernatural exists, right? So angels and demons and stuff are supposedly all around. We just can't see them or whatever, or they come to us from another place, whether that's heaven or not. I don't know. I mean, probably not. I assume God wouldn't have stopped at heaven. There'd be other realms, other planes of existence, and I think those places are going to be unreachable by science. I don't think, there is an edge to the universe. There's a limit for science. Um, until you become like a universal intellect society or civilization, and then, that's where you have like that's what like a level 5 or is it a level 3? It might be a level 3 civilization. Ah, $5, buddy. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I would have too. Oh, Katie would have. Katie would have. Yeah, she definitely would have bought it too. You never sell it. Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, that is. That's a golden find right there, Kim. Uh, Josh says, so are there any similarities in thought between making an ink box with the technology of analog synths? Yeah, actually, synth. So I have been tinkering with making my own like synth. Uh, it's a modular synth. So it's got panels, all the different panels, and what that does is it just takes an input. And if you know about synths, then you know. It takes an input. It could be whatever kind of input. It might just be a beat, or it might be whatever, right? There's some people doing really cool stuff on YouTube. Uh, I did see a guy who I can't remember the channel. He's pretty big. He's got a pretty big following, but he makes all these crazy synths. I think he made the one that's like a synth that's all Furbies. So he's got like a whole choir of like 50 Furbies, and they all like he plays on his He plays the different sounds on his synth, modular synth setup, and the Furbies are individually making the different sounds. It's nuts. Yeah, yeah. Just look it up, like Furby synth on YouTube. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Yeah. So anyway, let's hear that again. Let's hear that one more time.
Can you talk to us through it?
That I forgot I got that response. That is a good response, man. And yeah. So Josh, that's one example of me cleaning it up there. With that's basically just using a noise filter after the fact, which I think is just as useful and it may be better actually. I don't think instant gratification. We've gotten too comfortable, like with we got to have a response, a thing right now, and it's cool to have that. You know what I mean? But traditionally, that's not how it goes, right? Like after an investigation, you pour over what could end up being like dozens of hours of footage and hundreds of photos and hours of EVP recordings, looking at the sound, uh, dadgummit, I'm having the spectrum, spectrum analyzer, looking for spikes, anything that shouldn't be there, and doing the same thing with DVRs. There's a lot of time intensive labor that goes along with ghost hunting. I know we all got pretty used to instant gratification, and that's fine to a degree because who's got time for all that? I mean, you should make time, but still, who's got time for all that?
I think. Who's down these corridors in the archives here at the museum? Who are you? Tell us your name.
Dude, how do I forget that I get this shit? How do I forget? Did you? That's really good. And I did the same thing with that response. I cleaned it up. Holy shit. Tabitha says there's no way. It's not possible for our range of hearing it to get full instant gratification, right? And yeah, a lot of things there's not. Sometimes you'll get something that's like, oh man, that's like in your face, but a lot of times you do have to tinker with it. That's part of the work of it, and it's part of why it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Tabitha says, as we age, what we hear or what we can hear changes. You are 100% right, Tabitha. For example, I have this little camping lighter that I bought, and it's got like a little plasma beam on it. It's got like a little neck that pulls out on it, and it's flexible, and it's got two little prongs, and it's like a little tiny um, taser almost, but it's a higher frequency, so it's more like a plasma, but it's for lighting, wood chips or whatever, or cigarette, whatever. But I turn that thing on. I can see it's on. I see the little plasma arc, but I can hear it, but it's not. I can barely hear it. It's not a big deal. I can't hear it outside of a few feet. Now, when I hit this thing in my house, my kids can hear that frequency all the way upstairs, no matter where they're at. They could be in their bedroom on the other side of the house. I don't have a huge house, it's 1,800 square feet or so, and I'm in the sub basement. They're on the third floor and on the other side of the house, and they can hear this little camping light of the frequency from it, but I can't hear it. And so I started asking everybody, hey, can you hear this? you know and but I always know if they can, because if I hit it, most people that can hear it at a distance, they're really sensitive to it, and they'll come running, and they're like, what in the hell is that noise? So that's 100%. And it's hard to actually, I guess, tell yourself that shit, my hearing's getting bad, because to you it's not a big deal. Actually, it's kind of enjoyable for everything to get a little bit quieter as you get older. You don't want to hear all the bullshit anymore. So, yeah, yeah, we definitely don't hear as well the older we get. Where we at? Josh says, also refractory sound waves, right? Yeah, so I think that's like, I think there's another term for that, refractory, and that would be like a stachyacoustic effect. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It probably ain't. I'm from South Carolina, so I do have a bit of accent. Sorry, not sorry. But I think it's called the stachyacoustic effect, and it basically means it basically means that it's that what you just the refractory sound, right? So it's reflecting off everything, and it's that also changes, and also where you're at in relation to where the sound source is at. Are you pointed straight? Is the speaker pointed straight at you? Is it pointed away? Are you getting that refractory sound? This bouncing back. Yeah, yeah, I think that definitely changes it for us too, and that was definitely why a lot of people will hear different responses. Yeah. Yep, younger ears can hear higher frequency. They sure can. And I didn't, like I said, it's hard to really grasp that until that the lighter thing. I was kind of amazed. I was like, damn, I am getting old. That would be Kim Shares pin drop a mile away. Oh yeah, Kim's got good hearing. Okay, I'm just going through the chat here. Greg, we pick up frequencies differently as we age. Yeah, that could be also. It could be like not only like a matter of actually you're hearing like the not only well sure it has something to do with the frequencies that you're able to hear, and those do decrease, but that could also lead to you hearing different responses, as well as like just your life experience as well, right? Like, because our psyche will also kind of determine what we hear, as our consciousness, I guess, or like our personality, maybe even. The way we perceive things changes a lot of times, uh, as our environment dictates. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense or not. I just said a lot of words. Let's hear that again. That was a good one. I said, where are we at?
In the archives here at the museum. Who are you? Tell us your name.
It says kill her. I'm pretty sure right now I'm hearing kill her. And if that's the case, Julie was down there with me. So were they talking about Julie? I don't know. I don't think that's something a spirit would say. You know what I mean? Like why would a spirit just be hanging around just to provide commentary on the living? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Uh, it's something that seems like something malevolent. I had to make sure I was going to say that right. Malevolent. That sounds like something malevolent that exists there, or I don't know, man. Maybe attached to somebody or something. Who knows? I don't know. We were in the archives room. This is like a big room full of those rolling shelves and stuff, with all the books and stuff, this place with all the words. Yeah, it's very clear. Clearly says kill her, and that's also one that I slowed down and cleaned it up.
Tell us your name. We are at the can.
So kill her. Okay, whatever that is, that's not nice. Now do ghosts just hang around to be mean? Sure, maybe sometimes. Who knows? It might have been a grumpy old man who just hated everybody, hated life, and I don't know, died telling the kid, had a heart attack and died telling the kids to stay off his lawn. Who knows? And he may be a ornery old bastard after he dies, and that may be his own hell. Is he's there being ornery? I'm not saying that's this situation with this whatever this nasty thing was that said kill her. But it sounds to me like there are multiple things there. With the woman's voice, and I don't know. Does that sound like the first response at all?
Are you still here?
It doesn't have to sound, Daddy. It doesn't have to sound like the same voice. I don't think necessarily they have a voice like we would think of when they speak to us this way, through the radio waves. And I've also noticed that I think different radio bandwidths may have something to do with speaking to different things, different types of entities. That's a theory. Josh says, which would cause the distortion we hear without cleanup? Yes, that's right. Which would cause that? Yes. Yeah. Basically, one way I think it might work, it might, is they're kind of projecting their voice over a medium, right? Like you're basically like you're not throwing paint at something. You're taking the paint and pushing an impression of what you want through, maybe from their end. And maybe they don't like know how they're doing it. Maybe there's not like a process. I don't know. Maybe there's a damn ghost box, a ghost microphone that they sit down and talk to on the other side. I have no idea. I can't honestly tell you. Especially the things that seem to talk to us intelligently and answer questions and provide actually sometimes helpful information if you're doing an investigation. So something, whatever you're talking to may not be a ghost of a spirit of a person that passed away there, but it may be some sort of entity that is there and has been there and also witnessed that person pass away and knows what that person would be like and knows that that's kind of what you're looking for, right? Daddy. Wait, who said daddy? Oh, that was Julie in the background. Say daddy.
That is so weird. I've got so much heat around my legs. Like around my legs. It's
all right, so that was that voice, and that's at 47. So, all right, so listen to that.
Around my legs. It's
Okay, let him speak. And then right then here. What do y'all think?
PRFE.
Do you think that's the same voice? Do you think that sounds alike? I don't know. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to go to a different video here. Let me put my ugly mug back up. There we go. Okay. So that was a really good one actually at the Kansas Aviation Museum, which we're having an event at, by the way, March 27th. Tickets are $60. That is going to be the first night of our Haunted Wichita weekend. And we're going to be doing that Friday night at the Aviation Museum on the 27th of March. And the following day, the 28th of March, we're going to be doing the old Cowtown Museum, which is a really super cool place. It's awesome. It's huge. There's actual like documented history of people dying in some of the places that are there, and it's kind of some traumatic deaths. And who knows? Maybe the spirits of those people, maybe the spirits or maybe some sort of being posing as those people. I don't know. But we're going to find out. Maybe. Probably not. But we're going to try. We're going to talk to stuff. But Let's see. What was another good one here? Is that the same one? Yeah, that's the Nicholas one, or Nikolai. All right. Let's see. Pythian Castle. I got some good ones. Just give me a second here. Well, maybe not on this channel. Oh, wait, this is a good one. This is a good one. All right. Let me get that over here. And I'll end it up on this one here. How long have I been on here? I don't know. Oh, wait, an hour. Okay, good. We're good. So I'm going to play this one last. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so this is at the Pythian Castle. This is actually in the backyard. So I was in the back, and it's really dark. Obviously, you can't see shit. But like, so the castle, Pythian Castle, is behind me. I'm standing like next to whatever the hell this. It's like a old well or something right there, and I'm looking at the structure that is located behind the Pythian Castle, which is the old. I think they call it the wash house. What's in that building over there? Castle. Oh. So did y'all hear that? That was kind of quick, actually. Castle. Oh shit. Over there. Castle. Oh shit. Missouri State. Or Greg, are you talking about? Hold on. Tickets on Eventbrite? Yes, they are. They are on Eventbrite. You can find the links to those on the Paranormal Task Force Facebook page and also Supernatural Inc. Facebook page. All those pages. You can find those links. You can also just go on Eventbrite. PTFX. Carol Garcia says, "Do you think that when the spirit said, 'Let him speak,' they actually wanted to talk with you?" Yes, I do. I think whatever was there talking did not like Julie, and for whatever reason, obviously it didn't. If it's the same thing that was talking at the end as saying kill her, I can only assume it was talking about Julie. I don't know. Could it even see us? I don't know, but it did seem like it wanted me to talk and not Julie, which is also kind of mean. But Greg says Missouri State and Pythian win. Oh well, Missouri State probably not. Apex Paranormal has that, and they run all the events and stuff there, so they'll have to do that for you. But Pythian, I'm gonna try to do 4 Pythians this year. 4. I'm gonna try to do 4. We used to do 4 PTF a long time ago, and then we backed it down to 2. But I'm gonna try to put it back up to 4. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna do at least 2. We're gonna do at least 2. So. Kim says perfect. Perfect. Yeah, man. Hope to see you there, Kim. Aaron says if it's a Pythian, the military tires might make them want to talk with you more. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Pythian, right, because right next door is the guard, and also as the military was at the Pythian Castle for a while. So there's a lot of military vibe there. Oh yeah, tons of military vibes, ties. Kim says aviation museum equals males who are used to be in authority. Yeah, that might have something to do with it. If it is a spirit that was talking to us, didn't really reveal who it was, but if it was a spirit of a person, very well could have been somebody that worked there and was one of those bossy misogynist men. One of you misogynists. It's all the is and all the isms. Yeah, very well could be. It was especially if it's from the 40s, 50s. It was a different time. People taught a lot differently. Yeah. But anyway, so that's that. Greg says I have to make the trip and visit and investigate. Yeah, sure. Yeah, man. Greg, you come out and you're a special guest, dude. On the house. You know that. Women were not welcome in that field. Well, I think they were welcome around. They weren't like welcome to run the thing. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they wanted women around, but they didn't want them to run stuff. They wanted something to look at, I think, more than anything else, probably. But anyway, so that's my sort of loose, recklessly speculative conclusions. Not really, but sort of, kind of. Not necessarily a conclusion. More of a, I guess, opening up more questions. Like, because if they're not spirits we're talking to, then what the hell is it? A good question. We don't always know everything. That's part of why I feel like we're never going to actually. They might figure out ESP, right? Or some version of it. I don't know. But they'll definitely never figure out the spirit world. And I don't think it's something that was meant to be figured out. I think it exists outside of our understanding of physics and all that stuff. Man, they weren't in charge, yeah. Well, so what do y'all think? Let me know if you got any more questions. Carol, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Greg, I appreciate that. Yeah, so if y'all got any more questions, make sure you type those in, whatever. Share the show. If you're not subscribed, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.